How's it going, everybody? The first half of the spring sale just started on PlayStation. It's running from now until April 8th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 75% off. Every day, I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. For $5, 90% off, Mortal Kombat 11 is a fast-paced fighting game where you step into the arena with a massive roster of returning legends and new warriors as time itself unravels in an epic clash against Kronika. You'll customize each character with detailed variations, skins, and abilities, then dive into tense, combo-heavy battles that blend crisp mechanics, cinematic presentation, and bone-crunching X-ray attacks that make every hit feel devastating. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Dishonored Definitive Edition is a stealth action adventure from Arcane Studios, where you play supernatural assassin Corvo Attano, seeking revenge in the plague-ridden city of Dunwall. With flexible combat that blends supernatural abilities, weapons, and gadgets, plus all-included DLC like Dunwall City Trials and story expansions starring Dodd, it offers a complete and highly replayable immersive sim experience. It's an 89 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Death's Door is a stylish top-down action adventure where you play as a crow tasked with reaping souls in a haunting, mysterious world where death no longer naturally occurs. When a soul you're assigned to collect is stolen, you'll embark on a perilous journey through strange lands untouched by time, battling bizarre creatures and unraveling a conspiracy that threatens the fragile balance of life and death itself. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Unravel is a puzzle platformer that introduces Yarny, a lovable character made from a single thread of yarn that slowly unravels as you explore the snow-dusted landscapes of northern Scandinavia. Using Yarny's thread to swing from branches, hitch rides on kites, and overcome inventive environmental challenges that test both skill and timing, you'll embark on a heartfelt journey through levels that symbolize the ties that bind loved ones. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Gris is an emotionally evocative platformer where players explore a beautifully crafted, atmospheric world free of danger, frustration, or death, guided by delicate visuals, fluid animation, and an elegant original score. Solve light puzzles, navigate graceful platforming sequences, and discover optional skill-based challenges as new areas of Gris' vibrant, ever-changing world gradually open, revealing more of its quiet, poignant story. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Darkest Dungeon is a gothic roguelike turn-based RPG where you recruit and lead a team of flawed heroes through twisted forests, forgotten warrens, and ruined crypts, facing monstrous enemies, famine, disease, and psychological stress. You'll manage your party's fears and afflictions while battling an array of eldritch horrors in a punishing strategic combat system that rewards planning, risk management, and adaptable tactics. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Lost in Random is a gothic fairy tale-inspired action adventure where fate itself is dictated by the roll of a die, pulling you into a twisted kingdom ruled by a cruel queen and divided into 6 shadowy realms. You follow Even and her living dice companion Dicey through eerie streets and storybook locations, blending real-time combat with tactical card play and chance-driven dice mechanics as you fight inside shifting board game arenas. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Towerfall Ascension is a fast-paced arcade archery game built around intense local multiplayer battles, where precision, timing, and positioning are key to surviving chaotic, close-quarters encounters with friends and rivals. Battle in competitive versus modes, catch arrows mid-air, and use power-ups from treasure chests, while also teaming up in co-op quest mode to fight waves of enemies, monsters, and archers. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, Donut County is a physics-based puzzle game where you control an ever-growing hole, swallowing trash, objects, and the quirky residents of a whimsical town to uncover a humorous, surprisingly heartfelt story. You'll explore unique homes, solve inventive puzzles by moving and enlarging the hole, and catapult items to trigger chain reactions, while interacting with adorable characters and uncovering the consequences of your mischief. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Batman Arkham VR lets you step directly into the cowl of the Dark Knight in an immersive first-person mystery set within the acclaimed Arkham universe, built from the ground up for virtual reality. Experience Gotham City through Batman's eyes as you investigate crime scenes, reconstruct events using tools in the Batcave, and wield iconic gadgets like batarangs and the grapnel gun in a tense, atmospheric story. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 75% off, Injustice 2 is a story-driven fighting game where DC's greatest heroes and villains clash in brutal, visually stunning combat across fully destructible arenas filled with dynamic stage transitions and powerful environmental attacks throughout the multiverse. You'll collect and equip gear after every battle, customizing and evolving heroes like Batman, Wonder Woman, and The Flash with unique builds that change their look and powers. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Guacamelee 2 is a colorful, dimension-hopping Metroidvania where retired luchador Juan Aguacate steps back into the ring to save the collapsing Mexiverse from a hilariously unhinged multiversal threat. You'll explore a lively world inspired by Mexican folklore as you swap dimensions, string together flashy wrestling combos, and tackle tricky platforming challenges across vibrant towns, eerie swamps, and fiery underworld arenas. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Wattam is a physics-based adventure from Katamari creator Keita Takahashi, where you play as the lonely mayor in a dark, forgotten world filled with quirky objects waiting to be reunited and rediscover happiness. You'll explore surreal environments as you befriend over 100 characters, everything from clouds and flowers to toilets and fruit, joining hands, stacking, and exploding with laughter in joyful, unpredictable chaos. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2, 90% off, Ghost Giant is a heartfelt, narrative-driven VR adventure about stepping into young Lewis's life and becoming his invisible guardian in the miniature town of Sandcourt, breaking the fourth wall throughout. You'll physically interact with a handcrafted diorama world, solve tactile environmental puzzles by lifting roofs and moving buildings, and help quirky villagers with hands-on tasks using your giant presence and clever problem-solving skills. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Wolfenstein The Old Blood is a standalone prequel to the critically acclaimed first-person action-adventure shooter Wolfenstein The New Order, delivering a thrilling, story-driven, and intense combat experience. Spanning 8 chapters and 2 interconnected stories, it features the hallmarks of machine games: high-octane action, immersive storytelling, cinematic set pieces, and brutal first-person combat. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Ruiner is a brutal cyberpunk action shooter where a wired sociopath fights to rescue his kidnapped brother and uncover the truth under the guidance of a secretive hacker ally in a high-stakes world. Engage in fast-paced, tactical combat using an arsenal of state-of-the-art gadgets and abilities, from energy shields and reflex boosters to hacking enemies and manipulating the battlefield, as every encounter demands skill and timing. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Psychonauts and the Rhombus of Ruin is a VR-exclusive psychic adventure that returns players to the paranormal world of the Psychonauts over 10 years after the original, fully immersing them in bizarre, mind-bending environments. You'll guide Raz using only his psychic abilities to solve puzzles, reunite kidnapped teammates, and uncover the identity of a mysterious kidnapper while navigating the treacherous hazards of the Rhombus of Ruin. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $3, 92% off, Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments is a gripping detective adventure where you solve 6 thrilling, intricate cases, from murders to spectacular thefts, sometimes venturing into the fantastical. Decide carefully whether to follow your moral compass or strictly enforce the law, using 14 detection skills to investigate, interrogate, and determine suspects' fates, with consequences that shape your reputation and the world. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Othercide is a tactical RPG where you command the Daughters, echoes of the greatest warrior and humanity's last hope against relentless, nightmarish manifestations of suffering. You'll carefully and strategically plan battles around the dynamic timeline system, sacrifice one daughter to permanently empower another for future runs, and face grotesque bosses born from humanity's worst crimes in stark black and white arenas. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $1, 90% off, The Last Campfire is a charming puzzle adventure following a lost ember on an emotional journey through a mysterious and magical world in search of meaning and a way home. As you explore the lands beyond the dark forest, you'll solve clever and inventive environmental puzzles, help lost souls rekindle their fragile hope, and uncover a deeply touching story about perseverance, purpose, and the resilience of the spirit. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 70% off, The Walking Dead: The Complete First Season is an emotional, story-driven adventure where you play as a convicted criminal given a second chance in a world overrun by the undead, tasked with protecting the orphan Clementine while navigating moral dilemmas and survival challenges. This complete edition includes all 5 award-winning episodes, plus the additional episode 400 Days, delivering a gripping, choice-driven experience. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2, 75% off, Risk of Rain is a fast-paced, intense roguelike action game that challenges players to survive increasingly difficult waves of enemies while exploring massive, procedurally generated levels. Play solo or engage in local and online multiplayer with friends and other players from around the world, unlocking 12 unique characters from the commando to the miner and engineer, each with distinct abilities. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 75% off, Telling Lies is an investigative thriller with nonlinear storytelling where you explore a stolen NSA video database to uncover the deeply intertwined lives of 4 people over 2 years, piecing together the truth behind a shocking incident. You'll search for keywords, watch intimate and revealing clips, and interpret perspectives as you carefully assemble the story, with performances from a star-studded cast guiding your investigation. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Carrion is a reverse horror game where you play as a mysterious, amorphous creature seeking revenge on those who imprisoned you, turning the tables on traditional horror by making you the predator rather than the prey. Stalk, consume, and terrify your captors while growing, mutating, and evolving, unlocking increasingly devastating abilities to wreak havoc and spread fear throughout the sprawling, labyrinthine facility. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Monster Sanctuary is a Metroidvania adventure where you explore an interconnected world while capturing, training, and battling a diverse roster of 111 unique and powerful monsters with distinct abilities and traits. You'll use their abilities to solve environmental puzzles, traverse tricky platforming sections, and engage in strategic turn-based combat where team composition, attack order, and synergies determine victory. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sales stuff that I put out. Leave a like and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.